Cho nên nếu mà cần thì chỉ ra khi mà ra quyết định thì phải có người ở trong hội đồng nêu ra rằng khi thực hiện cái quyết định này thì nó ảnh hưởng đến môi trường ra làm sao. Vậy thì chỉ thị cho ban giám đốc sẽ là như thế nào. Chúng ta chưa có thể bắt chước được nước ngoài về những cái mà họ đang nói. Thế đấy là cái ý kiến của tôi ạ.
Professor Casas.
Yes, I will add to that. And sustainability can be a way of making money. It's not necessarily separated in contradiction with each other. I'm thinking in the case of Vietnam. Vietnam should be an agricultural powerhouse. Vietnam should be supplying at least Northeast Asia and the world with agricultural produce. Now, if this produce is agricultural products are produced in an environmentally compliant way, there's going to be higher prices in the export markets. You're going to be able to build brands, right? So this is a very clear example on how sustainability is good business, even from a marketing perspective. Corporate social responsibility is now undertaken everywhere across the world, not because you're doing something good for society or the environment or some constituencies, but because it's good for business. Because when you advertise, people buy your products, thinking of, for instance, pharma products, that are not tested on animals, right? So there's some customers who will appreciate that and will buy, especially modern, highly educated customers who will be very sensitive to that marketing. So it can help marketing, it can help sales, it can help business. Sustainability should be a way of making money.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have unfortunately to stop because time runs out. I would like to close this discussion and say the following. First of all, I think we have learned at the next forum we need more time for discussion and giving answers. But the second, more important remark I would like to make. I would like, ladies and gentlemen, encourage you. About 10 years ago in Switzerland, we had a lot of changes in the law of enterprises. And the discussion, these questions, as we had it here, could have been a discussion in Switzerland with a high developed industry and system of corporate governance. But because after the change of the legislation, we had several cases before a court. We offered from our university a training course, 6 Fridays evening, 4 hours, to explain what is the good corporate governance in a company. And in the beginning, Mr. von Tobel attended this seminar at one session. I was very skeptical and I was saying, well, Swiss chairwomen do not depend on Friday evening a seminar. We are leaders, we know everything. And now, ladies and gentlemen, next Friday we start the 10th course for training for chairman and board members, and the 11th course is sold out, and highest people are coming and learning. And if I were professor here in Vietnam, after this day I would start offering at my university a course for board members about corporate governance. This would be a chance, and I encourage you, because 10 years ago we had exactly the same problem in our country. And so I thank the panelists, and I would like to give the word to our lovely Lady Chairman. Thank you very much for the attention, and I hope I see you at the next forum. Have a good evening.
Cảm ơn giáo sư Đức và toàn thể ban tọa đàm. Thế thì quý vị nhìn thấy trong cái tập tài liệu ấy có mấy câu hỏi mà chúng tôi đã thiết kế để cho cái buổi hội thảo lần sau. Xin các anh chị dành 2 phút để điền vào đấy, để cái buổi hội thảo sau chúng ta sẽ có chủ đề và cách thức tiến hành là tốt hơn. Để kết thúc chương trình, tôi xin trân trọng giới thiệu bà Min Cooper, Chủ tịch Quỹ VietNam Holding, xin có bài phát biểu khai mạc.
Quay đánh cho anh em xin cuốn tư liệu.
Thank you, Mr. Tin. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Min Cooper. This is the 7th year for us to see each other and to meet some new faces here at our Vietnam Holding Forum. And what a wonderful opportunity it has been for me and my colleagues. Before sharing with you some of my thoughts regarding the discussion that we had this afternoon, first I would like to thank all the speakers, the panelists, our engaging and energetic moderator, and all the participants in today's forum. Thank you very much for coming. And in particular, we appreciate very much Madame Tan's opening remarks. Unfortunately, she has to step outside. But we very much appreciate her remarks to open today's forum. Over the years, our Vietnam Holding Forum has served as a platform to share best practices with you, our portfolio companies, and with the Vietnam's investment and business community. Our forums have covered a wide range of topics that are pertinent to the long-term sustainable success of the Vietnamese enterprises. We have focused on strategic management, investor communications. You may remember some of these topics. We've also worked on how collectively we may navigate through some of the most challenging environmental issues faced in this country and throughout the world. So, in this challenging environment, how do we measure long-term sustainable success? That was debated earlier this afternoon. Are we thinking about growth and profit? Or is that reputation? Or is it positive impact on society? So I'm really delighted to see this afternoon, based on your feedback, our forum was devoted to answering these questions by building an effective board and its strategic role for sustainable growth. Professor Casas has laid out his arguments for strategy and corporate governance in a very thought-provoking way. He talked about decision-making process, and it brings out the importance of open debate, transparent exchange of what may be very, very different views. An open debate, ladies and gentlemen, in itself is a very good indication of an effective board, and allowing people having diverse views help to build the strength of your board. And we particularly appreciate Dr. Kong's input on some of the key issues that are really unique to the way boards work and function in Vietnamese corporations. Dr. Kong has really put Professor Casas' points in corporate Vietnam today. His recommendations, either option 1 or option 2, focusing on how we can better organize CEO, the board, the supervisory board, can be a great start for you to consider as a way to improve board effectiveness. But we encourage you not to stop there, because Dr. Combs have also identified other areas that you may improve allocation of your corporate resources and thereby strengthen the tools you use governing and managing your own companies. I think your presence here indicated that you have a track record of seizing opportunities and identifying them and taking advantage of it. just like attending today's forum. You have proven core competence of delivering commercial results by executing very, very well. And from our speakers earlier, you learned that truthful and transparent decision-making process at the board level is essential to the creation of company value. And company value is important to us because VietNam Holding, we are a long-term value investor. And what I'm about to say really comes from not just my head, but really deep from my heart. My colleagues and I at VietNam Holding really believe that true profitability must take into account the cost associated with potential reputation risks or any negative impact to the society or the environment that a business decision may bring. We also believe that achieving true profits in this manner puts companies on a solid and sustainable path to long-term success. So, Professor, do not be afraid. We do have shareholders like ourselves believe in strategy, economics, and sustainability. And I sincerely hope that is a goal we all share. So to that end, we also consider independent directors can play an important role of highlighting different aspects of uncertainty. We talked a lot about uncertainty this afternoon, and it is important for us to be able to put our arms around uncertainty in this very fast-changing economic environment. So, the independent director's external view can indeed provide a good balance in the decision-making process of the boards. And I think you'd agree with me that Mr. Big's presentation has carried a valuable message, and we can all learn from it. And I personally think, and I think you agree, that the panel discussions, the Q&A session, were just terrific. And thanks to everyone who participated, and thanks to our dear professor too. So, from the quality of the questions you raised, the caliber of today's discussion, and the level of energy in this room, I think we can sense you may be happy with today's forum. And that is very important to us. That means so much to us. Thank you very, very much. And you may be intrigued, you may be challenged by some of the ideas you learned this afternoon, and you may very well decide that you want to pursue and test some of them. And that will be one of the best rewards for all my colleagues at VietNam Holding Asset Management, who have worked very, very hard to organize today's event. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Tin, Ms. Fong, and all my team members for their support to this great event. And thanks to you all. We're very grateful for your participation, your contribution, and the enthusiasm that has turned this afternoon's event to one of the best forums in the last 7 years. I congratulate you all. I wish you a very good afternoon and continued sustainable success. Thank you.